Hey guys, and welcome to the 2-year anniversary of this channel, or as I've been uploading now. And it's been a great year for this channel. Like, a lot of things went a lot more successful than I thought they would have. And overall, I got some videos I've been meaning to get out, like the Metabee Inferno video to explain my name, and I was happy to get those out. And a lot of Crossworlds content, and because it's the 2-year anniversary, I'm probably going to have another Crossworlds video today, plus maybe a couple more this month to celebrate the 2-year anniversary. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching this channel and being here with me for the 2 years now, which is crazy. Time really flies. But like I mentioned in my 100 subscribers special, about when I explained Red, I had other characters, and I thought it would be fun for the main anniversary video to explain those guys on who the flip by these other guys are: orange, pink, red, yellow, gray, blue, and green. I hope I got them all in there. But yeah, so this is going to be like a little quick drawing video and doing a quick explanation of each character. 4 of them I based off my siblings, and yellow and gray I just original characters just for stuff in the videos. And I will be using these characters in the channel from now on, but I thought it would be a fun thing to kick off the 2nd anniversary of this channel. Thank you guys so much again. So we'll get into it now. And I'll explain a little bit about them and maybe a little how the characters work with each other in the series, but it's mostly going to just be explaining what they're based off and what their kind of power system is. So first off, we'll start with Blue. Blue is actually based off my older brother, and whenever I refer to my older brother, I'll be using Blue to represent him. And Blue is supposed to be like he's like way bigger than the other siblings, and it's a group of 5. He's like the biggest and the strongest. And like how Red has flames, Blue has ice. And I've been thinking about doing some things with like how the elements I powered in their eyes, and doing like, I was gonna call it like cross-link, with they kind of like share power with each other and can gain power from each other, but it would change their eye colors. But I'm not sure about that yet. But that's why blue, red, and green have each other's eye colors, like they're in a triple team up thing, and it like affects their powers. But I don't know if I'll go anywhere with that. I just liked green eyes on blue and red eyes on green, which you'll see next. But Blue has like a baggy jacket and, winter jacket, and overall a little simple. As a character, he is a little more quiet, not complicated, I guess. He just kind of goes with the flow and is nice. Another one, like, I guess I would say if Red is kind of like Sonic, Blue is kind of like Knuckles, is what I'll equate it to. But, so yeah, this is Blue, and he is the oldest of the group. Red being the second, because that's how it is in my actual sibling group. And this is Blue, and I hope you guys like him. Just a little explanation here and there, but moving on. But that's Blue, at least for now. And maybe I'll add some more stuff in and all that, but you'll be seeing Blue around some more. So moving on to Green here. So Green is actually based off, if you couldn't tell, my younger brother. When I mentioned all my siblings and I said my older brother. But my younger brother is like, and I should have mentioned Blue, like their favorite colors are blue and green and stuff. And I just think it worked out aesthetically. I like how red, blue, and green work together. So Green, as a character, he's a lot, he's about the size of Red, but he has lightning. And his lightning is actually red, like how, to change up the color, which I thought would be cool. And he's a little more hot-headed, a little more like red than he is like blue. But he's, like, again, I'll probably equate them all to a Sonic character, or as close as I can kind of mix it. Because Green is a lot like if you had Sonic and Jet kind of thing. Leaning a little more into the Jet, he's competitively driven and a little more quick to make decisions. But go-getter and really fun guy to be around kind of thing. That's kind of how like Green's caricature is. He's a little more cocky than Red and Blue, but always means well. And he has a more like rebellious, like, I guess, skater vibe or stuff like that with the skull and the backwards cap and all that. And he has like a slight reference to One Piece because that's my little brother's favorite like thing ever. In the skull, it's supposed to be based off Zoro a little bit. I changed it a bit so it's not just like super on the nose. But I also thought it gave him a little bit of like a punk rebellious look to him. But yeah, so that is Green. He's like the cool, youngest brother out of them. But all three of them are like great team that work together. And I would always think it'd be cool of them all three fighting as a group. But this is Green, and he'll be representing my younger brother on the channel when I bring it up. But yeah, so that is the two brothers to Red, Blue and Green. So now next is Orange. Orange is a little neat. She's based off my younger sister. If you've been watching me and my other sister's channel, you'll know Orange is based off and will be my representation for Leah, who's the pirate on my sister's channel. So Orange is a little more like, she's a bit different if you couldn't tell from Blue, Red, and Green. I kind of in this like trio group thing. The next two of Orange and Pink are a little more on their own, at least for right now, with how I have them designed. I chose Orange because it's not exactly my sister's favorite color, but it's a color that was different, and it's actually one of her favorite colors to choose in games when we're playing multiplayer together, like with Peak or Repo or any of those kinds of things. So Orange is kind of like a part of when she plays games with us and stuff, and I thought it worked for the oldest sister of these five. So Orange is also a little weird where she has like sound powers, like sound waves, all that. So it's not like a normal elemental power. It's kind of, I gotta work on it a bit, but it's like she can shoot out shock waves or use instruments and cause stuff to happen like that. But I wanted to give her like a simpler like design that kind of matches with her brothers. But overall, I really liked how Orange turned out. I did give her the headset for that kind of, she has like a music angle to her. You've seen on my other sister's channel, or May's channel, that Leah is a pirate. Whenever I have Leah on my channel, she'll now be represented by Orange. So I hope that's not too confusing. But yeah, this is Orange, and she is the oldest sister of the 5 siblings. And a little bit of her character is like, she's like a go-getter. A little rambunctious, a little wild. Very funny, and very caring though. Orange kind of keeps everybody together and focused on tasks whenever they're doing like missions or anything like that. So Orange is kind of like, it's like, how would you put it? It's like she's kind of like a pillar in a way, if you get what I'm saying, where she's very grounded in what she is. She's okay with being silly, and I think that makes her pretty cool. And she'll be repping Leah on this channel. So that is Orange. So, Pink. Pink is interesting because it's based off a person that a lot of you actually know, kind of like Leah. It's May, or Shy Panda May, my sister who has a YouTube channel. This will be, it might be a little weird because Pink will be my representation of her on my channel, but if I'm referring to a channel, I will still use her caricature. But when she's doing stuff with me, I'll probably use Pink to represent her. I did put references to her character in Pink because her character has the ability to, change the way she looks and stuff, and that's why I changed Pink to be a little more extra than the other 4 siblings, where they're all kind of grounded in the same kind of style or look. Pink is a little more fashionista kind of base, where she gets a little more creative for outfit, but the yellow scarf is the big reference back to my sister's channel. And Pink as a character is, I realize now that I forgot to equate Orange to a Sonic character when I was doing Orange, so I should probably mention that now. Orange has, I'd kind of put in like, if you mixed like Tails and a little bit of like Blaze with a silly like humor angle, if that makes any sense. Sorry if that's complicated. But that's kind of what I see in Orange as a character. Maybe a little Silver in there too. Then Pink is definitely like Cream the Rabbit. Or yeah, Cream the Rabbit, for no reason in particular. I guess you could even say a little Whisper, if you wanted to go down that angle. But mostly Cream the Rabbit. But she's like a upbeat cheery, a little quiet sometimes, but she's like also very positive and always tries to do her best and help out the rest of the siblings however she can. From now on, you know, Pink and Orange will also be part of this channel, and I'll be using them a lot more in stuff I do and when I do jokes and stuff, just like Blue and Green. But yeah, that is the 4 sibling-based characters that I'll be using on my channel to represent my siblings when I talk about them, and I hope you guys think they're all pretty cool. And we're gonna get to the 2 just straight-up fictional characters that aren't based off anybody. They're just added to the group for now, and I do got a lot more characters I gotta make, but these were the ones I came up with in time for the 2-year anniversary and kind of pin down what I want them to look like. So Yellow is actually just a good friend of the siblings and Pink's best friend. If you couldn't tell by how I was mentioning that cross link or like power sharing thing, Pink has yellow eyes and Yellow has pink eyes, kind of like they share abilities, but I'm still not fully down on how I want that to work. But right now her character is, she's a little more quiet, you know, but with Pink she gets like very outgoing and adventurous kind of thing, but she's a little more quiet and like reserved by herself. But for right now, since it's not really based off anybody, Yellow is more just, she is Pink's best friend, reserved, outgoing with Pink, gets some dynamics with the other siblings and stuff, but still be used more when I'm doing like talking about stuff outside of it or just as a background character for now. But I just want to have at least 1 or 2 like side characters, I guess, even though the next one is actually more of an antagonist character I'll use. But Yellow for right now is probably the one I'm the weakest on what I want to do with it as a character. I just really like the design. So that is Yellow. So moving on to the last one for today is Gray. So if you can't tell when you see me drawing this character, Gray is kind of like the edgelord like antagonist character. I haven't decided if he's like full evil or not, but his whole angle is supposed to be like a Proto-Man type, when he's like a prototype that was made before, well, like, you know, by the guy that made them. So he's kind of like his sibling, kind of not. He's like a prototype made before Red, Blue, and Green, but when they made it, Gray, mind you, this is all coming off of what I'm thinking for Gray right now. That's why I said that Yellow has the least. But Gray is like all 3 of them, and he, the person that made them tried to put all 3 of the powers into one robot. The ice, the lightning, the fire, and all of it, and it overloaded him. He went rogue. So then the next time that he made robots, he split it into 3 is what I was kind of doing with that's my idea as of right now. So Gray is like the, kind of like Proto-Man, but a little more violent, if you get what I'm saying. He's a little more antagonistic towards them, and will be the character I use when I have like, I guess like odds or like need an argument point or something for now. But he's intentionally made to just look a little edgy, and that's kind of like his silly part. He's very literal, very edgy. Maybe a little too edgy for his own good, but doesn't realize it kind of thing, because he's a little ditzy. And that's why I haven't fully decided if he's like full evil or probably more redeemable, but we will see. Like I said with Yellow and Gray, I have a little less going on with them, even though I know everybody's a little vague, but I am just starting this series, and I hope to do some fun stuff with these characters eventually, like maybe some animatics and stuff, but we'll have to see. But yeah, this is the whole gang as of right now, so you now know who the Flip Red is and then who the Flip all these other guys are, at least for now. I'm hoping to do a lot more working on these characters and stuff because I really love making characters, and I find it a lot of fun to do character design. It's one of my favorite things ever. I have so many characters I've made before this, and maybe one day I'll share them. But these guys over here are the whole gang of this YouTube channel, and you'll be seeing a lot of them. And thank you guys so much for 2 years on this channel, and that it's done a lot better than I ever really expected, because like I said, I had my channel a long time ago, and I never really got anywhere with it. And it's nice to see, like, even by little, or if it's slow, I am progressing towards something, and I think that's really cool. And it's just nice that there's people out there that care, even if a little, just about some of the stuff that I make, and I like to share it with people. So yeah, thank you for 2 years. It's been great, and here's to a whole nother year. So the last thing I want to mention in this 2-year special is, now that you guys have seen the full gang so far, I want to ask you down in the comments who is your favorite of these characters, including, you know, Red. But out of these, who are your favorite, and do you have any fun ideas I could do with them, or funny dynamics you think would be cool between them? Because maybe I'll make another video talking about that too. But so leave a comment below who's your favorite, or any fun stuff you think we could do with these characters. And again, thank you for 2 years. Here's to another one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later, and God bless.